Hey everyone, it's Neil Patel, and today's another day of Email Marketing Unlocked, where I teach you how to go from 0 to 50,000 subscribers with email marketing. Today's lesson mainly focuses on building your contacts. So let's dive right in and get started. Most people don't know this, but employees spend 13 of their working hours each week in their email inbox, and that's according to McKinsey. So, how do you acquire more leads and market to these people? Well, it starts off by identifying your target audience. Then you want to conduct market research. You want to create an irresistible offer. And then you want to use personalization to just reel them in. And I'm going to walk you through all of that. First off, if you want to get those leads, you can start off with some traffic sources like SEO, Google AdWords. I found YouTube ads to work exceptionally well. LinkedIn works really well too. But as you can see on the screen here, there's tons and tons of options. Pick your poison. Pick the channel that you think you're best at or that you shine at. And if you're not sure how to use any of these channels, you can always learn more at neilpatel.com/blog. And once you start getting traffic to your site, I recommend using an exit intent. Exit intent allows you to collect an email when someone's about to leave your website. Here's an example from neilpatel.com. Here's an example from QuickSprout. And as I did this over time, I found that by just having an exit intent, I collect extra 50.3% emails. I've also tried newsletter opt-in boxes. They work, they're not that bad. Sidebar options, they work, again, not bad. And one of my favorite strategies is content upgrades, which work much better than the newsletter and sidebar opt-ins. Then you also have quizzes. You can see an example of this at neilpatel.com/quiz, where you can quiz people and collect a lead there. There's a lot of free tools out there, or some paid ones like lead quizzes as well, that helps you set up a quiz to collect emails too. And as you can see here from Nutrition Secrets, this website no longer exists. It was bought out by another company. They started a quiz with something simple. I'm a man, I'm a woman, and the questions would be customized based on what they answered. And little things like quizzes, what I found, convert much better than other methods. And on our website alone, we found that through lead quizzes, we collected more than 108% more emails or leads versus not having a quiz at all. Now that you're collecting leads, it's time for you to conduct market research. You can learn about your customers and their habits by just surveying them, talking to them, using focus groups. By just communicating with them, you'll learn what's working for them, what's not working for them, what you need to offer. And through this example with Nutrition Secrets, we ended up learning, all right, through market research, people wanted to learn how to lose weight, be more fit, be more healthy. And we ended up creating a funnel, and that ended up increasing not only our leads, but it increased our sales as well. Sadly, sales didn't increase as much as leads, but hey, 210% increase in sales is better than nothing. And with QuickSprout, something similar, receives hundreds and thousands of visitors a month, drove people to a webinar registration, 42% of them registered for the webinar, and then 8.5% close rates of the webinar registrations. Again, great way to drive more leads and sales. When you are trying to collect the most amount of emails, my big recommendation for you is to make things easy. Let them put in their name and email, or just click a button like sign in with Google or log in with Facebook. That little thing alone helped me boost my signups by 59.4%. And then I found out that the wording affects how many emails you collect versus sign up versus log in. And changing it to log in create an extra 22% increase in emails. So now that you got that done, how do you set everything up and get your email campaigns out so that way you can start generating some income? Well, setting up email campaigns is pretty straightforward. You want to document your campaign's requirements, set up some email copy, add copy template, set up tracking, and test your email, and then use data and make iterations. Of course, over the course of Email Marketing Unlocked, I'll teach you how to do all of this in depth, but we'll get more into that into the future. A few things that I need to cover first, though, is when you're creating campaigns, you need to know a few things. First, you need to know what the goal of your campaign is. Are you just trying to get more leads and brand awareness, or are you trying to get more sales? So once you identify your goals, you can then adjust your campaign for that. And then you want to use the right tone of voice and copy that represents your brand. Are you an individual, like a personal brand, or are you a corporate brand? All of these things change things drastically. Same with the from address. Is it from you or is it from a company? And then, of course, you want to segment your list and create a compelling subject line, because if your subject line isn't compelling, no one's going to open it. As David Ogilvy once said, 80 cents on the dollar is spent on the headline. When drafting copy, just try to keep your copy short and to the point. People have too much going on. Provide value and keep your readers interested. Make your text scannable, be clear, concise, make it relevant for your audience, personalize things when you can, and revise everything, because when you create a campaign, not everything's going to be perfect. You want to keep tweaking it to improve your numbers over time. And this is why tracking is so important. You can do this with Google Analytics really simply, or most email tools like the MailChimps or the ConvertKits of the world also help with the tracking as well. And they even allow you to test your email and send test emails so you can test that as well and just send it to yourself. With your emails, you want to not just open on your desktop, make sure you open up on mobile devices, because over 60% of people are reading emails on mobile devices versus their actual computer. And the email software that you're using should be able to make it mobile friendly. Just their templates, their email editor naturally should have mobile in mind. Again, I want you to test everything from your copy, your design, your button, your CTA. Should your emails be long? Should they be short? What time of the day you should send them? And then you'll figure out what works best for your audience. Then from there, you can automate your emails and then figure out, all right, at this time, I want this email to go, and then trigger another email if they didn't open it, or if they did open it and they didn't buy, I want to send them this instead, which is all about automation and personalization, because the more of those two things that you do, the better off you are. But I'll be covering that in the next lesson when I cover triggers and things like that and sequencing that you guys need to use. But before I end, make sure you go to neilpatel.com/training, click on Email Marketing Unlocked, and under week 1, you'll see the first lesson under week 1. And under there, you'll find more cheat sheets, PDFs, and everything that helps you get the most out of this course so you can get results faster. And I want to end on this quote: 57% of email subscribers spend 10 to 16 minutes browsing marketing emails during the week. So if you have any questions or you need help with email marketing, you can always leave a comment below. I'll do my best to answer it. You can also check out my ad agency, Neil Patel Digital, where we help companies grow through all forms of digital marketing, including email. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.